Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Heather. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids and we are in our 11th year homeschooling. If you are not subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you are notified of all of my future videos. Today we are going to be doing a semester 1 wrap-up video of our homeschooling. So let's get started. I had wanted to do this semester 1 wrap-up video back in December, but unfortunately we ended up deviating from my plans because everybody was sick. If you've been watching any of my videos, you know that. So I am still playing catch up right now, but I did want to sort of go through what was good and the challenges that we had during our first semester of homeschool this year. And so that's what I'm going to do. Now, we are year-round homeschoolers. So when I talk about our first semester, I'm talking about July through December. That's kind of how I think about things. We have been using the public school year since we started homeschooling. So in Maine, where I live, they think of a school year as July 1st through June 30th. That's kind of their school year, even though they're in school September through June. But we are year-round homeschoolers, so I think of starting all of our new resources in July, and that's where we start. So this year, I was super prepared for homeschooling, which was one of my goals for 2021, was to go into the 2021-2022 homeschool year really prepared, because 2019, 2020 was really hard and 2020, 2021 was really hard. It wasn't as organized as I had hoped it would be. We were still getting our work done, but we weren't having as much fun and we weren't doing the extra things that my kids really wanted to do because we were so busy with house showings in 2019 and then moving, and just everything was kind of chaotic in 2020 and 2021. But going into this homeschool year, I wanted to be ready. I know that I have to keep track of credits for Emma. I'm working on her transcript now, and I knew that I just needed to be better prepared, really go into all of the resources that we were using and make sure I knew what was going on so that I could easily give my kids their lists and get going each day for our homeschool. So we started in July and we had a great start to our homeschool year. Like the first 6 weeks of school, we had a slow start. It was wonderful. I felt totally prepared. The kids were getting their work done. It did take a little bit of time for Emma to find a good rhythm for her 2 online classes and the amount of work that they are. So we did do some finagling during those first 6 weeks, but we really felt good. Everybody felt really good about how our homeschool year started. And then the night before public school started at the end of August, my kids told me that they wanted to both participate in band. Emma has been participating in public school band for 5 years. And so it was something that I had been thinking about, but last year everything was online and I wasn't quite sure how this year would play out. But both of my kids came to me and said that they wanted to participate in band, and Jack hadn't had a chance to start band yet because of everything that happened in 2020. And so I talked to the teachers at the schools and I was able to figure out, oh, okay, I think that we can make this work. So Emma decided she was going to do both band and chorus, and Jack was going to start playing the trumpet. And that meant that we were back and forth to the school every single day. Every single day. It was no longer just a free period class. It was now an actual class. So it was good in the fact that it was a longer period of time, so they had more time to play their instruments, or in Emma's case, sing and play her instrument. And we had a little bit more time to work on school in the car rather than just having 25 minutes. We were there for about an hour, and then also commute time. So it was about an hour and a half each time I had to bring a kid to the school. So it started to really wear on us. And if you've watched any of my monthly homeschool updates, you will know this already. So September was super, super challenging. And by mid-October, I realized, and actually the kids realized that it was not working for them. It was too much time in the car. They didn't feel like they had enough time to get their regular homeschool stuff done. And then they were also feeling like they had to do a lot more at night. And I know that that may seem silly because, you know, public school kids, they go to school and then they have homework at night, but my kids were not used to that. They were used to getting everything done during the day so that they could have time to work on their passion projects. And that's something that I really foster in my homeschool, is to make sure that the kids know that it's okay to lean into their passions, and I want them to, because I want them to know what they are interested in, so that as they grow, they know the direction that they want to go, whether they want to go to college or if there's a trade that they want to try or some sort of career aspirations that they have. So mid-October, we decided that we were going to drop chorus for Emma and just continue band. And so we continued doing that right up until the week before Thanksgiving. And then my kids, the public school went remote for the week before Thanksgiving. And then we had Thanksgiving. And then my daughter had some oral surgery, so we weren't at school for that. And then everybody was sick in December. And so we did not go to band for the entire month of December. And I ended up telling the teachers that we just were not able to commit to the back and forth every other day for band at that point, because they do a block schedule. And so it was really hard because this is Emma's 5th year participating in band, and she really does love it. And Jack really, really enjoyed playing the trumpet as well and learning a new instrument. They both are very musically inclined and enjoy that, and also enjoyed getting to see their friends at school, obviously. But it was taking so much time out of our day. I had to be completely regimented in everything else that we were doing. And so it was good that we got into a really good schedule in August so that I knew how much time we needed for each thing. And we were very, very exact in getting our stuff done. So that's good. We were still continuing to get our school done, but it was no longer fun. And when the fun is gone from homeschool and from learning, it's not a good situation, at least in my home. I want my kids to love learning, and I felt like they were too overwhelmed to be able to enjoy the time that they had with learning. They were just trying to get to the next thing, just trying to complete their assignments, and just trying to sort of move through everything. And that's not what I want our homeschool to be like. And I know that it's different for everybody, and everybody is, has different schedules and commitments that they have. But for us, it was way too much time in the car. We had so much time in the car, and with Lucy being in the car too, and she's, before she was like a toddler, preschooler, it was a little bit easier because she could just play with toys in the back. But now that she's in 1st grade, she also had school to do, and I just didn't feel like it was fair to her to have to sit in the car all of the time. With Emma and Jack, at least they were going into band. Jack would be in the morning and then Emma would be in the afternoon, but it was just very, very hard for us. Now, I know that people have all kinds of appointments and therapies and other things that they do throughout the day, but I didn't feel like I had any flexibility with the public school schedule, because we don't. And it wasn't like going to a co-op once a week. It wasn't, as much fun for the kids because they were all in masks. They were all 6 feet apart. They weren't able to talk or really do anything besides play their instrument. Playing their instrument is great, but they did also miss some of that friend time. So they didn't feel the benefit of going to band either. They just kind of didn't enjoy it as much as they thought that they would. So we ended up stopping band altogether. And in January, we started fresh, and we are no longer doing the public school schedule. And it's a little strange because, like I said, this was Emma's 5th year. So we have always been doing some sort of back and forth to the public school, except for last year when everything was online. But even then, she still had a lesson each week that she was going to, and we had to, make sure that she was there for that. So it's been a little bit different, and I'm not upset about it. I really am not. I am excited that the kids have a lot more time to work on the things that are important to them, and that we also have a little bit of time to do maybe some of the things that we haven't been able to do in the past because we've been tied to the public school schedule. So the good things about the first semester, we really were getting through our work. Everybody is completing all of their assignments. They're doing well. They're recalling the information. Lucy's been doing great with her math and her reading and her handwriting. I'm so proud of all of the work that the kids have done. The challenge was really the schedule and being tied to the public school schedule. And it wasn't just this is the time that you need to be there Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The schedule was every other day, and then if there was a random day off, it would move the schedule around. The times changed multiple times in the first 6 weeks of school as to when I needed to get them there. And so it was, we were leaving at 8:45 in the morning, getting home around 10:30, having about an hour to an hour and a half to get school done, have lunch, and then get Emma back in the car to go to her lesson. So it was a little stressful, but that was really the only challenge that I felt like we had for the first semester. And getting rid of that public school schedule for the second semester, I really feel like we're going to be able to excel and do a lot more. One of the things that we have started is attending a new co-op. It's only a couple of times a month. There are some outside activity groups that meet randomly throughout the week that we are going to be able to try because we don't have to work around the public school schedule. And so I'm really excited about trying some of these new things and getting more into the homeschool community, which I haven't been in my area. When we started homeschooling, I didn't know any homeschoolers at all. But as the years have gone by, the homeschooling has become a lot more popular, especially in the past couple of years, and there are a lot more homeschool groups available in person. And so that is something that we have wanted to explore because all of my kids' friends, or the majority of my kids' friends, have been public school friends, and so not really having any homeschool friends was a little challenging for them because they kind of thought that they were the only ones. But now we have joined some other homeschool groups, and having that option available has been really nice. So going into this second semester, we have changed our schedule quite a bit. I don't do as much with times on our schedule when we don't have to. So last semester, everything was very, very down to the minute as to when we had to be places. Sometimes Jack had to be at school at like 10:37, and it wasn't like he could show up 15 minutes early because then the where I was dropping him off, there would be another class. So I only had a few minutes to wiggle room to get him there, to get his instrument put together. The same thing with Emma. So it was a little challenging, and I was always watching the clock, and my kids don't like that, and I don't like that. I know that as you grow up and people get jobs, you have to be responsible and all of that stuff. But in this time, I don't feel it's necessary right now to be dealing with those minute by minute schedules for my kids. They are able to get up and go if they need to. We do it for all kinds of different activities. So it isn't something that they are incapable of. It's just something that we don't want to focus on in our homeschool. We don't want to be so regimented that way that we don't have any time to make changes to what we are doing or switch things up, or if somebody is not feeling well, it really throws a wrench in getting out of the house and getting kids to classes. So overall, it was a little bit of a challenging first semester, but I'm so thankful about all of the prep work that I did last summer. If you saw any of my VBS week homeschool videos when my kids were at VBS, I spent that entire week sorting and planning and really making sure that I knew everything that we needed to do, so that even though we were so busy and I didn't feel like I had any time to think this past semester, this past fall, we were able to get through what we needed to without too much extra work on my end. The kids knew what they needed to get to next. They were very diligent with their time, and I was so happy about that, because obviously when they're tired, when they're overwhelmed, it can be challenging. But because I put in all of that time up front, they did not feel as overwhelmed with the schedule that they had to complete. So overall, I think that the last semester was a success, even though it was challenging. I feel really good about how things are starting this January. We're a few weeks into the second semester, and so far things are going well. The kids have been happier, I think. Emma especially, because she is able to get up and go run on the treadmill in the morning, not outside right now, even though she wants to be outside because we have so much ice right now. And it's also like 0 degrees, so not great running weather, but she was really missing that time for herself first thing in the morning. She likes to get up and go for a run walk and then make breakfast and sort of have a slow start to the day. And when we were back and forth to the school, that wasn't an option. So she had to shift her running time until the afternoon, and it was not as great for her. So overall, excellent first semester. Also really challenging, but I'm super excited about the semester ahead. We did read a lot of books during the first semester, and I listed those in the 3 monthly homeschool wrap-up videos that I did. I will leave a link for that playlist in the description box if you're interested in seeing that. Our reading did fall off once we went on our homeschool break, our homeschool winter break, which was the week of Thanksgiving and extended through to New Year's. I had planned a lot more fun stuff to be done in December, but because the kids were sick, we put all of that on the back burner. In fact, I just finished The Christmas Carol about a week and a half ago, which I had started in December to read with the kids, and I had some arrows that the kids were going to do, that Emma and Jack were going to do through Brave Writer, which we did not get to. And so I just had to let all of that stuff go, and because we were sick, and know that it was okay, that we had completed what we needed to. And even though we're a little bit behind now, because I had expected to do some stuff in December, even though we were on break, I had a few things lined up for maybe about 10 days of homeschool for within that 6-week time frame. We did get a lot done, and that I am happy about. So that is kind of my wrap up of semester 1. I think that semester 2 is going to be better. I feel like we're starting really good. I think that we're going to be done probably mid-April this year. We might end up going, I don't like to go too far past my birthday, which is Earth Day. So, because then we start thinking about gardening and such. So I'm hoping to get most of the rest done, the bulk of our school, January through March, and then finishing up a few things, especially Emma's Spanish class. I think is going to take her a little bit longer to get through because it's 180 days, and we have had some weeks where she's only done it 4 days a week. So she is going to go a little bit later with that course. But overall, I'm so pleased with how everything has gone. And I'm really excited about the second semester. I think the kids are excited. Well, I say that, but you know, it's started out really well though. So I am pleased. about that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I would love to hear what your first semester was like. Did you have a bunch of bumps in the road like we did? Were there challenges that you were just not expecting that came up? Are there things that you are hoping to change for the second semester? Did you have a really successful first semester? Leave me a comment and let me know down below. I would love to hear how your first semester went. That's an Asian beetle crawling on my wall that looks like a ladybug, but is actually an Asian beetle. Just keeping it real here, folks. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.